What's up, music lovers? Thanks for clicking on my channel, and today I figured it'd be as good of a day as any to talk about my top 20 favorite Alice in Chains songs. This isn't meant to be taken too seriously, just honestly an excuse to talk about one of my favorite bands. But before we get into it, if you like hard rock, heavy metal, progressive rock, music in general, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that YouTube stuff. It's a cliche to ask, but it really does help the channel grow, so I greatly appreciate it. Thanks in advance for that. Okay, and with that self-promotion out of the way, let's just get into it and start talking about some Alice in Chains. Coming in at number 20 is the title track from the first Alice in Chains album without Layne Staley on vocals, and that is Black Gives Way to Blue. It's a fitting and emotional tribute to Layne. Jerry Cantrell's vocal performance is really evocative. The fact that it's mostly piano driven with just a bit of acoustic and clean guitars in the background makes it stand out, and I really love the swells and the vocal harmonies in the chorus. It's just a beautiful song. It's short, it's sweet, and it's a good tribute to Layne. And coming in at 19 is I Stay Away from Jar of Flies. Yeah, this song grooves so hard. The verse is already good enough, but once you get into the pre-chorus and the chorus with that vocal harmony, it just enters an entirely new and badass level. This song is chill while still being eerie and also kind of menacing at the same time. It's one of my favorites, and it's honestly a big reason why I think Jar of Flies is one of my favorite Alice in Chains albums. I guess technically it's not an album, it's an EP, but whatever, you know what I mean. And coming in at 18 is Lab Monkey from The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. Man, this is some bleak subject matter, even by Alice in Chains standards. I love the offbeat drum pattern in the verse. It prevents it from feeling stale. It kind of gives it a bit more lift. And like a lot of really great Alice in Chains songs, this song takes its time building up to the chorus so that when you finally do get to the chorus of the song, it feels really earned and it sticks with you more. Okay, and coming in at 17 is Never Fade from Rainier Fog. This song is a tribute to Chris Cornell, so that fact alone gets it into the top 20. The driving drum beat and the bass combined with the interplay between distorted and clean guitars and William Duvall just singing his ass off on the song are all reasons why it's number 17. Coming in at 16 is Check My Brain from Black Gives Way to Blue. That riff. I mean, that riff. The rest of the song's good. The chorus is great. The verse is great. But that intro riff was good enough to get into the top 20 for me. And coming in at 15 is So Far Under from Rainier Fog. This is another song that just has one of those big, thunderous, evil, groovy, Black Sabbath influenced Jerry Cantrell riffs. Something that strikes me about this song as well is how catchy the vocal melodies and harmonies are over top of the main riff, because both of them have a lot going on. It doesn't feel like one part is overpowering the other. They just blend really well together. Coming in at number 14 is Stone from The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. Mike Inez plays one of the greatest bass intros of all time on this song. It's simple but effective, and from a production standpoint, it's amazing that they were able to get such a thick bass sound without compressing it into oblivion. Alice in Chains sounds a lot more confident on The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here than they did on Black Gives Way to Blue. I honestly think that The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here could be a contender for their best album. It's got a lot of great songs on it, and Stone is definitely one of them. Okay, and coming in at number 13 is Drone from Rainier Fog. We go from Stone to Drone, apparently. A lot of the riffs on this song sound like they could have been a blues song, but then when you add in the distortion and the weightiness of the drums and the bass, it just sounds like a metal song. The rhythm section on this song in particular is playing a bit behind the beat, which is a trick that a lot of bands use, but it just is really effective on this song. The bow, but then bow, but then bow. Yeah, I know, right? Sounds exactly like the album when I do it. Coming in at number 12 is Rotten Apple from Jar of Flies. This song has another great bass intro, but it's more of a reoccurring motif rather than just a standalone part. As always, Layne and Jerry had amazing vocal harmonies, and I think that their performances on this song were the tightest they ever were. Listening to the isolated vocal tracks for this song, even then, it's still hard to tell that these are two different people singing. It's blended so well. Okay, and coming in at number 11 is Dirt, the title track from their second album, Dirt. You know there's going to be a lot of songs from this album on this list, and the title track might be Alice in Chains' darkest song. Now, you know what? It is. This song is fucking bleak. The lyrics are just the most depressing and self-destructive thoughts of someone who was living through the nightmare that is addiction and depression. The riffs, the solo, and the groove are all incredible, and it's not only heavy but genuinely scary. And while we're on the topic, speaking as someone who has personally dealt with depression for years and years and years, I just want to say that the best book by far, the thing that has helped me more than any therapist, was this book Feeling Good by Dr. David Burns. So if you're listening to Alice in Chains and you feel like you can relate to the lyrics a little bit too much, I definitely highly recommend going and checking out this book. If you are feeling depressed, don't be afraid to talk to people. It's difficult. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, it just goes away overnight like that. But once you kind of get used to handling it, it does keep going up and get better. So, I remember the first time after years when I was listening to, it was either an Alice in Chains song or an Audioslave song. I think it was Shadow on the Sun by Audioslave. And after kind of like practicing some of the stuff in this book, I remember listening to Shadow on the Sun and for the first time in years not relating to the lyrics in a deeply personal way. And that was a big moment for me. So change of subject, but it's important to talk about. So anyway, let's get back into the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is Down in a Hole from Dirt. This song is absolutely beautiful and it was a strong contender for number 1. The high notes that Layne hits in the intro instantly set the tone, and the song does an amazing job of switching between the more mellow, subdued verse and then going into the big bombastic chorus. And Layne was just belting his heart out on the line, I try to fly, but my wings are bent so they die. I could easily see it being my favorite Alice in Chains song depending on what mood I'm in. Coming in at number 9 is We Die Young from Facelift. This is the first song from their first album, and what a way to start off their career. As great as all the riffs are on the later Alice in Chains albums, I feel like We Die Young has a certain level of energy and rawness that they never really fully captured again. It kind of hints at their origins when they were a hair metal band, but not quite. It is very clearly something new and different. Coming in at number 8 is Man in the Box from Facelift. You know this song was going to be on the list. It's Man in the Box, and as much as I generally don't like the big hits from a band, I mean, this song still deserves to be up there. That voice box intro. That's all I have to say about that, thankfully. Okay, and coming in at number 7 is Damn That River from Dirt. This song is kind of in the same style as We Die Young, but it's a bit heavier, and Jerry Cantrell is kind of doing more with the lead guitars than he would on a song like We Die Young. I really love the lead section he plays over the main riff, and it just feels a bit more polished and a bit more confident. It's short, it's to the point, and I think that Jerry Cantrell's solo in this song is one of his most tasteful. Coming in at number 6 is Wood from Dirt. This is another essential Alice in Chains song that is so rightfully revered that it's kind of hard to add anything new to the conversation around it. Mike Starr began the tradition of Alice in Chains songs that have amazing bass intros. The verses are haunting, Layne crushes it in the chorus, and since 2013 I've been referring to this song as Theon Greyjoy's theme song, so yeah, it's number 6. Okay, and coming in at number 5 is Them Bones from Dirt. Once again, it's another monumental Alice in Chains song that's kind of hard to do it justice just by talking about it, but what I can say, besides the amazing riff and the short, punchy quality of it, I feel like this is the best version of songs like We Die Young and Damn That River. The drum part is so grooving that it's kind of hard to even notice that the song is in 7/4, and during the solo when the song switches from 7/4 to 4/4 again is one of my favorite Alice in Chains moments. Okay, and coming in at number 4 is Hollow from The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. If you've been writing off the William Duvall era of Alice in Chains, I think that that is a massive mistake, and if you're wanting to get into it, I'd say that this is probably one of the best songs to start with. The way the song starts off with just like feedback and distortion before going into those absolutely pummeling riffs instantly grabs your attention. And once again, the song feels very dark and heavy, something that could have been on Dirt, but the production is a bit more well-rounded and it has a bit more weight to it. While maybe not being as bleak as Dirt, the lyrics to Hollow are still pretty bleak even by Alice in Chains standards, and it's just a great way to kick off The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here, which might be my favorite album by them. Coming in at number 3 is Phantom Limb from The Devil Put Dinosaurs here. Hey, have you ever wondered what it would sound like if Alice in Chains did their version of a euthanasia-era Megadeth song with lyrics straight from the event that inspired 127 Hours? Well, if you have, the answer is Phantom Limb. This song has everything that makes a great Alice in Chains song, and for lyrics that are dealing with such a specific subject, I think they do a good job of making it easily relatable to most people. Making the lyrics very specific about one event, just being trapped by this boulder and having to make a decision about what you're gonna do, whether you're gonna die or if you're gonna survive. I think that that gives the song a little bit of an extra edge. You can actually kind of feel that drive to survive and that will to live backed up in the music. So coming in at number 2 is Rooster from Dirt. Another heavyweight song in the Alice in Chains discography, and yet again another one that does an amazing job of mixing their heavy roots with their more mellow tendencies. What gets this song so high up on the list for me is the emotion in the lyrics and the vocal performances. For those of you who might not know, the lyrics of this song are about Jerry Cantrell's father, who served in Vietnam. As a result of his experiences in the war, he and Jerry did not have the best relationship growing up. But as Jerry became an adult, he began to realize what his father had been through. Lyrics like that and that much emotion and that much just hitting you right in the feels, I think it deserves to be up in number 2. Okay, and so for me, coming at number 1 as the best Alice in Chains song is Rain When I Die from Dirt. It was really difficult picking what the number 1 Alice in Chains song should be because they have so many songs that are absolutely amazing, but when I was thinking about it, I thought that Rain When I Die does the best job of just capturing every single thing that Alice in Chains is about. It might have Lane Staley's best vocal performance. His runs during the chorus are absolutely out of this world. Of course, you have that bass intro, Mike Starr once again just proving why he was an absolute legend, and super heavy and catchy riffs, but the song still hints at Alice in Chains' more mellow side. At a certain point, you are just comparing incredible song to incredible song, so as I said, my opinion might change, but for right now, Rain When I Die is probably what I would say is the number 1 best Alice in Chains song. It just has such a menacing bite while also still being beautiful, and if someone had never heard an Alice in Chains song before but they wanted to know what this band was all about, it's probably the song I'd show them. So there you have it. Those are my top 20 favorite Alice in Chains songs, but enough about me and my opinion. What are your favorite Alice in Chains songs? Please let me know in the comments below. What are some big monumental songs that I didn't include in this list that you think should have been on it? And what are some of your favorite Alice in Chains deep cuts? What are some of your favorite albums? Please let me know in the comments. I love talking about music with people. And if you enjoyed this video, there's probably a video popping up here you might enjoy. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, all that YouTube stuff. If you want to hear an instrumental song of mine called Waking Giant, there's a link down below. It's a little raw in the production, but the performances are good, and it's a trial run for these songs I'm working on that are going to be produced by a professional and sound really good, I think. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you at the next video.